Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles the Manson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. We give you guys the first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty hilarious show, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channels. And also make sure you hit all notifications to be notified the moment we publish our content. So as you guys know, yesterday, the Lakers ended up beating the New Orleans Pelicans in the play-in game to secure the seventh seed, in the Western Conference, which then assured them a first-round date with the Denver Nuggets. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, the Denver Nuggets have pretty much had the Lakers' number over at least the last year. Last time they faced them in the playoffs, they beat them 4 straight. And this season, they beat them 4 straight. And coming into this season, Denver head coach, especially the end of this season, the end of the playoffs, like end of the finals, summer and all of that, Denver's head coach, Michael Malone, was talking heavy trash and all of that stuff. And the Lakers and AD and them guys said, they heard what they was going to do, what they were saying and all this, and they were ready for them this year. But that didn't materialize. And then just now, before we're producing this show, I'm seeing some comments from, House of Highlights, I believe, House of Highlights on Instagram, referring to some things that Lakers coach Darvin Ham said after they beat the Pelicans yesterday, where he was like, we're not ducking any smoke and blah, 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 right? So the Lakers seem to be ready or getting ready, prepping themselves up, revving themselves up to face the Denver Nuggets. So what happened? Today I tuned into Undisputed to see what those guys are going to say. And those guys I'm referring to, Skip Bayless, Keyshawn, and Paul Pierce. Now, as you guys know, Paul Pierce is kind of like a Laker hater. No, he is not kind of a Laker hater. He is a Laker hater, right? And he be taking these little slight jabs at different people. And I was looking at Paul Pierce today. Paul Pierce got that Joker haircut from Batman the Animated Series. I looked at, he was like, his head was tilted to an angle. I was like, yo, son, he got the Joker haircut. But anyway, they were talking about, if you know, Keyshawn is a huge Lakers fan. He's been that way his entire life. So he's supporting the Lakers. But at the beginning of the show, Skip Bayless came out and straight up asked Paul Pierce, like, yo, what chance do you give the Lakers against the Denver Nuggets? And Paul Pierce just started cracking jokes, talking about the Lakers going to be going to church after they do film work and all of this stuff because they got no chance. So that's what we want to get into. But before we even get into Paul Pierce's comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play what the guy said today, on Undisputed, and we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to Paul Pierce tell Keyshawn to his face that your Lakers ain't got no chance. Take a listen to that.
So, Paul, should Keyshawn be careful what he wishes for? Will the Lakers beat the Nuggets?
Let me tell you what happened today, Skip. The Lakers got home last night, and so today they're going to go to practice, and they're not even going to practice today. They're going to get treatment, watch film. They're going to watch film, get their little pamphlet. You get a pamphlet you get a book like this of plays and tendencies of the players that you got to guard. Your scout report. It's going to be a book like this. Then, after that, they're going to go to church and pray that Joker don't show up. That's the game plan for today. Because they have no shot no shot at beating the Denver Nuggets.
You know, when people start saying nobody, you do understand when people start talking about no shots, it usually backfires. You know that, right, Skip? So when you say somebody doesn't have a shot, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, though. It's ridiculous to think that they don't have a shot. It's just ridiculous. I understand we love the Joker. I understand he's a walking bucket. He's a passer like no other. He's a triple-double. I get all of that. But it's not like the Lakers are running from the Nuggets. Everybody out here in the NBA circles, they really feel like the Lakers should be running from the Nuggets. This is what Coach Ham was talking about. Like, why would we try to avoid... Stop, man. Why would we try to avoid... I'm not worried about Mike Malone. Why would we try to avoid the Denver Nuggets to go to OKC, mess around, lose on purpose to New Orleans, Skip, and get popped by Kansas City Kings, Lord have mercy, get popped by the Sacramento Kings? Why would we want to do that? I'd rather play 7 games or 6 games than 1 game and be sent home. That doesn't make any sense. When you try to orchestrate that to mess around and see the Nuggets later on down the line, I've always maintained and said, Skip, if the theory is correct that LeBron James runs out of gas because he's playing these long series of games against these other teams, and he got to the Western Conference Final, and he just wasn't right.
Look, the reason I think they can beat Denver, what are you going, 6 games? It's almost got to be probably in that range. I don't know if they could win a game 7
Lakers
at Denver.
in 6?
That's what you want them to be in 4?
It's going to be in 4.
Damn, Paul.
Okay, so you got
Denver.
I give them 6. I can't even give them 6.
They done lost 8 in a row. They done got beat up in the playoffs, a regular season. Psychologically, they just don't think they can beat the Lakers. Who couldn't
you beat?
So you heard what Paul and these guys had to say. I thought it was hilarious. And at one point, Paul Pierce wrote on a piece of paper, and he showed it to the camera where he wrote what Mike Malone said. It's like, Lakers, who's your daddy or something like that, which is pretty funny because Keyshawn Johnson wasn't really feeling what Paul Pierce was saying, but obviously he was just poking fun at them. But Paul said that, the Lakers, Paul Pierce doesn't give the Lakers any chance. I'm not surprised at the fact that Keyshawn is giving the Lakers a chance. Skip is also giving the Lakers a chance, but I think Skip Bayless is doing that to be strategic. I don't really believe Skip Bayless believes that the Lakers have a shot against Denver. Instead, what I think Skip is doing is setting a trap. Skip is basically overselling the Lakers. So when and if they fail, he'll say, but they were good enough. They were good enough. What Skip is trying to do is eliminate the excuse. Him and Keyshawn were having a back and forth earlier this week about the Lakers potentially dodging them and playing them later. And he's like, no, I want them now. So he's like, okay, so now the fatigue thing, because he said last year fatigue was a factor, that LeBron got tired. And then today I heard Brian Windhorst mention LeBron got tired again. So Skip is saying, well, now you're going to be facing him in the first round. So fatigue cannot be an issue. And they're not going to be playing until Sunday, I believe. So you have at least Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at least 3 to 4 days off, right? Before you head over to Denver. So Skip is trying to remove the excuse of fatigue, and he's trying to remove the excuse of the Lakers didn't have a good team. Skip is being very, very slick here. He wants to remove all of the excuses. So if the Lakers lose, and he's even going to go out there and pick them. So what happens? I believe Skip thinks the Lakers will lose. So if they do lose, he will say, well, you're good enough, but you lost. You were good enough. Why couldn't you do it? Now, in the case of Paul Pierce just flat out said the Lakers have absolutely no chance. They need to go to church and start praying because they have no chance. What are my thoughts? Yesterday, we produced a live on this, kind of giving you guys our thoughts and opinions on the game and where we think the series is going to go. I put out a prediction there yesterday on the live, and I'm going to say it to you guys. I'm predicting this series goes 5 games in favor of Denver. I think the Lakers are going to be good enough to not get swept again. I'm not doing this Skip Bayless, and I just don't see how the Lakers could get swept. I can see Denver winning those first 2 games at home. I can see them stealing one on the road. and then coming back in Denver and finishing off the Lakers in Game 5. I don't see a scenario in which the Lakers could steal any of those first 2 games on the road. I think the Lakers will be able to, because one, the Lakers don't have a very good road record, but I do think that Denver is good enough to steal a game on the road, right? But I think the Lakers are good enough to make a stand at least one time at home. Now, I could be wrong. It could go 6, but if it goes 7, I think all of us will be stunned. And if it goes, and if the Lakers win, I said it on the live and I'm going to say it once more for the sake of consistency. If the Lakers do find a way to beat the Denver Nuggets in this series, which I don't think will happen, but if they do, whatever praise that LeBron gets and the Lakers get, after that, at least heading into the next round, they will 100% deserve all of it. Now, if they beat the Denver Nuggets, it doesn't mean LeBron became the GOAT. He won a playoff series, an improbable playoff series. But whatever credit he gets, he will deserve. It won't make him the GOAT because you do not become a GOAT by winning a playoff series. But he would definitely get the credit. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.